Who won the 2020 election?
We're going to go to town hall.
Could you just answer? Did Donald Trump win? Yes or no?
Yes.
He did win.
Yep.
So will you concede? Will you concede? If your opponent gets more votes, will you concede?
I really feel bad for you, man.
I just want to know if your opponent gets more votes, will you concede?
I find it hilarious that when J.D. Vance is on the debate stage, he doesn't want to say if Donald Trump won or lost the 2020 election because, everyone's watching. But then when a reporter asks him the question, he just lies and says that Donald Trump won the 2020 election, even though everybody knows that he lost, including J.D. Vance. But more importantly, J.D. Vance seems to forget that we live in the digital age and everybody's still going to see you lie about the 2020 election.
I also think you can believe that America needs to have secure and free elections, but also talk about the fact that just a couple of weeks ago, Democrats in the U.S. Congress blocked a piece of legislation that would have ensured illegal aliens don't vote in our elections. If you believe in American democracy, if you believe in our constitutional republic, you should be trying to strengthen American election integrity and not weaken it.
While J.D. Vance may be a bit more extreme, bringing on this eating the cats and dogs rhetoric, at the end of the day, this is just the same old playbook for Republicans, blaming everything on black people or blaming everything on the immigrants. You know what I'm saying? They're coming in and they're taking your jobs. They're voting illegally, even though we know that doesn't happen. Talking about, the Democrats didn't want to pass the SAFE Act. Well, because it's already illegal for undocumented immigrants to vote because, you see, they don't have social security numbers, so they don't really exist on paper. So first and foremost, they can't do that. But then if they tried, they would expose themselves, which would give up the game. So that doesn't really happen in any type of significant way. And they know this. They know this.
If Kamala Harris wins, you're saying people are going to come and live in your home?
I think so.
That people are going to come live in your home, for example, that people would come and live in your house?
Yeah, because you have all these immigrants.
They're just going to come start living in your house?
I don't know how they do that because they already do it in other states, like in New York.
And then the people have to leave?
No, people still stay there if they want.
So it's their house. Immigrants come and live, and then they all live together after that?
I guess so. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either, okay? I'm lost too. She don't know how it works, and I don't know how it works either. Something, the immigrants are going to come and cause all the problems.
He's bringing all these people over from other countries that are destroying our country.
So he's bringing them over, you're saying?
Yeah, he's bringing them all over. And it's ridiculous.
In what way? Can you be specific about that?
They're coming through the border because the border's not protected like Trump did it.
Let's go to immigration. I want to talk about that as an issue. Is that a big issue for you in this election?
Yes, it's one of the top issues for me. Trump had immigration under control when he was president, and Biden completely got rid of it, and now our border is a mess, and we have millions of illegal immigrants that should not be here. People are coming across the border now with Biden shirts on, right? They're being told to come here, try to register to vote, and to vote for Biden. That's completely unacceptable to me.
I think we need to focus on our borders. I mean, it's like a Trojan horse. We have so many illegals in here. It's just a matter of time, before we're sitting ducks.
The Biden administration recently said we're closing the borders when, let me finish, when the numbers, the crossings get to a certain number. And that's, actually an airtight closing of the borders. And they've also recently said that if you're here illegally, but you're married to an American citizen, you get a green card after 10 years. Trump is now saying on immigration that if you graduate from college, even if you're illegal, you get citizenship here. If you graduate from college in another country and you come here, you get citizenship. How do you feel about both of their positions on immigration?
I have not heard that. And I think every day the border is open is a further, for it should have been closed immediately. Once we see all these murders, all the numbers, all the squatting, you got to stop the bleeding. He says he's going to stop, but he doesn't close it. And that's just more days, more numbers, people that leave us vulnerable as a nation. There's been men and people, Americans, that have died for this freedom, and no, it's not our borders need to be closed.
What would you like to see Trump do on day one if he's reelected?
Immediately close the borders.
Throughout my lifetime, the Republican Party has just become more and more extreme, and the Democrats, for the most part, have just stayed tacked in the middle. If it wasn't for the racism and the bigotry, though, Republicans would hardly ever win anything because, I mean, what's their agenda? Look at what they do. Donald Trump, when he was in office, he lost 200,000 manufacturing jobs. And then the only thing he did of note was give corporate America the biggest tax cut that they've ever gotten. That's it. Putting Mick Mulvaney to head the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which, has returned billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars to consumers who were ripped off by banks. Putting coal lobbyists to head the Environmental Protection Agency, acting like climate change is just a complete hoax. Republicans en masse voted against the border security bill, but they act like they really care about the border. To a lot of degree, they do because of the racism, but they don't want to fix the problem. Republicans en masse voting against funding FEMA, even Republicans who live in states that are hit by Hurricane Helene and just hit by hurricanes every single year. Yeah, we don't got to pay for that. Who cares? The government, who needs it? So again, if it wasn't for the racism and the bigotry, people wouldn't vote for these types of things. That's why racism and bigotry is all they spew. It's their whole agenda.